Inconsistently consistent.
I don't want to say this. You know how you say, I really don't want to say this
Oh no.
because I don't want my house to be freaking haunted, Rachel. And I want to be my skeptic self. But Rachel,
Yes.
no.
What
And
happened?
okay, yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So I have you seen any of Sam and Colby's videos?
Um, no, I just started watching like the Shane and Ryan, so I'm making my way
Yeah.
downtown,
So
walking fast, faces passing home. Da, 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 da. Gotta do it.
I've been on a ghost hunting YouTube binge, right? And I have been just so yesterday I was just watching ghost hunting videos all over there. But
Mhm.
do you know who Selena Spooky Boo is?
Yes, I love her.
Yeah, and Call Me Chris.
Yes.
Okay, they were in a bunch of ghost hunting videos,
Hmm.
and they were doing like Selena Spooky Boo is doing her own ghost hunting now.
Yeah, because the house she
And
bought is haunted.
yeah, and but she was also in Sam and Colby's videos, who are two guys who have their own YouTube channel, and like I don't know what they do besides this, but they have a ghost hunting series.
Hmm.
Anyway, so I was watching Selena Spooky Boo and Call Me Chris on their videos, and I was just like binge watching a whole bunch of ghost hunting videos. And then I like paused it and I go to walk down my hallway. And I live in a basement apartment.
Hmm.
And I go walk down my hallway and I don't know what I was doing. But as I'm walking out of my room, and it's pretty dark, right? Because I don't walk around with lights on a lot because
Hmm.
I have migraines. And also, I don't give a shit about turning lights on. So I just like walked out of my bedroom and I was walking down the hallway and I think I said something. I think I was like calling out to Spinelli or something.
Hmm.
And I heard a voice under my voice. Yeah. And it was really deep and like, oh, type of noise under it. And I don't know what it said. It only lasted like a second.
Hmm.
And my reaction was, keep talking, nothing happened, pretend it's fine. So I am like, narrate everything you do from now on. So I'm walking down my hallway being like, oh, Spinelli, Peanut, are you around anywhere? Where are you guys? Hey, get a drink from the fridge. Okay, gonna put this in the garbage. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and finish my video. I'm gonna go lie on the bed, turn the video on. Okay, there we go. And that's what I was doing. So that's what I did. I No one else was in my house. Um, my dog was outside. The cats were nowhere to be found. Peanut can make deep, growly, weird sounds in her voice like that, especially when she chirps at birds. You know, like most cats are like, meh, 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 meh. Hers are like, meh, 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 like an
Yeah,
old smoker cough.
Hexa doesn't chirp at birds. She's special.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, I just was like, nope, do not react. Do not do anything. Do not give it any attention.
So, what did the voice say, or do you remember?
Nope, it said nothing.
Okay, sure. Hmm.
But seriously, no. I don't know what anything said. I didn't hear any words. All I heard was like as I was saying something, I heard something underneath my voice. Like a voice underneath my voice, and it was deep, and it was like had like a kind of quality to it, but deeper than I can go. Way deeper than I can go. And it made a noise, and it was like lasted maybe a second or a half a second. I don't even know if there was a word or 8 words, right? Like it was just noise. But nothing that my brain could not register what it said or if there was anything but noise. But in my mind, my brain went, oh, what the fuck? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like just like terror. And then it was like, don't react, right? Because I don't know if I interpreted it that way, that it was something like that because of what I've been doing all day, right? Because I was just like watching all this like ghost hunting content, or was it like an honest to God experience, right? And I don't know how to handle my shit, Rachel. And I was like, I'm not going to tell Rachel because Rachel will never let me live this down. And then that lasted like what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
That
because you were
lasted.
like
You said it
freaked out
happened
by me showing up on the call, and you were like, "Oh, you scared the shit out of me," and I was like, "Oh my God, I should tell Rachel." And then I was like, "Nope, I'm not gonna do it." And then I was like, "No, I can't. I gotta tell her."
It lasted, like, you said it happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it lasted less than 24 hours, and you were like, I gotta tell
I
her.
was gonna tell you on the podcast, and then I was like, no, I shouldn't. Rachel will never let me live it down. But mostly because I'm like, I don't want to speak it out loud because I feel like if it was true, am I giving it more power by speaking it into like existence type of thing?
Yeah, I can see that. I guess it depends on, because now we're going to get into it because I am never going to let you live this down. Depends on if it was a nice spirit or if it was a fucking Christ.
Oh, nice things don't make noises like that.
Malevolent. You don't know. You don't know.
Okay,
what.
have you ever, okay, do you know who Corpse Husband is?
Yes. Of
Okay,
course I do.
I hear his voice and I'm like, damn, okay, he's sexy.
He very
Okay, I heard that voice and I was like, holy fuck, I'm dead. I went into like survival of the fittest mode.
Listen, you have never experienced a nice spirit, so you don't know what they sound like.
Excuse you, I don't experience nice people either. I assume everyone is going to murder me, okay?
Fair. Valid.
I have a knife in my desk at work.
You don't want to say these things out loud.
No, it's true. It's a utility knife for opening boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I use it for.
Does Lexi know there's a knife in the desk?
She knows, and there's a knife in my glove box in my car too.
There we go. You heard it here
It's a
first.
utility knife, and it's a special one. It's really cool. It's got like a seatbelt cutter, and it's
Oh.
got a little thing on the bottom that you can break a windshield with if you were to get stuck. And it's got another little feature to it, but I forgot about it. But it's like a triple featured extra utility knife thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought my dad one too for Christmas. Like a couple Christmases ago when I bought it because I'm paranoid like that. Because I'm like, what if I drive into a lake and I can't get out? I will need to break the windshield and swim. So you want to talk about what this podcast is actually going to be about?
We should. Hi, welcome to Inconsistently Consistent.
Where we talk about shit that's not what we're talking about in this podcast.
I mean, we're on brand because
we're on brand.
We are on brand. My name's Rachel.
I'm Melanie.
I feel like I haven't podcasted in forever, so my brain was like, what do you say next? What is your name?
What is name?
What
is
name?
Podcast?
How do I podcast?
How do I introduce self?
How do I introduce? Besides the terrifying experience you had. How has your Monday been?
I mean, that was on Sunday, so like Monday, surprisingly not as bad as that, because like less terrifying, but worse, as in like terribly boring, whole lot of work, and like just like all around awful
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like, work, and Mondays are terrible. I'm
Yes.
kind of like the Garfield of a person, except I hate lasagna.
Oh, that hurts me that you hate lasagna.
Blame it on res, okay? Living in res, the res lasagna at dining hall, it it was happening like weekly, and it made me disgusted with lasagna.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair.
I just can't eat it anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's about cursed movie sets. What's
Ooh.
much more interesting than talking like accounting with a lawyer.
Yes, I deal with payroll, so I'm tired of talking about numbers and everything. So,
Yeah, and I'd like to pretend I'm not a lawyer for a little bit.
yes, I'd like to pretend I'm not me.
You be me, I'll be you, okay? We'll just switch.
And we won't do each other. Cool, cool. Cool. All right. Yes, this is about cursed movie sets. This is our last episode for spooky season. And we're going to talk about some cursed shit with some things that happened with the things and the
But not
people
literal shit. No one shit on the set, I swear.
that we're aware of.
No, I tell you, all the movies we're gonna talk about, nobody shit on the set.
Do you think they would report that, though?
Yes.
Okay.
If they were like, this set was so haunted, we found ghost poop.
I just meant somebody maybe they couldn't get to the bathroom and then they just were like, I'm going to go take a shit. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, maybe not that, but there wasn't any haunted poops, okay?
Yeah, there was no ghost poops.
No ghost poops.
No. Okay.
And no human poops that people thought were ghost poops at this point.
Yes.
Okay? So what I did, and Rachel hasn't looked at the research that I have done.
No.
And I
Rachel's
was
way
doing
of.
this research, and I was telling Lexi about it,
Mhm,
right? Because I was going, "Oh my god, do you know this and this and this and this at this movie
mhm.
set?" And she was like, "Melanie, do you do this research this often?" And I was like, "I haven't done this much research for a research paper, Lex." And I've got 2 degrees. When I get like, interested in something, I go hard at it.
It's part of her ADHD-ness where she hyper focuses on one subject.
Yes, I get really excited about it. And she's like, Alexi's like, "You really shouldn't have this much fun with people dying on movie sets in creepy ways." And I'm like, "I know, but like, it's not like I could bring them back.
No.
I'm just reading about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to talk about it."
Yes.
So the first movie I wanted us to talk about is The Exorcist from
Yeah,
1973, which Rachel and I saw together.
we did.
We did.
We did.
Back in 1973 when we were just youngins.
When we were fresh, bushy-eyed at university. Because we are 86.
We're, very, very old.
Yeah.
When did we actually see this?
We saw this in 2013,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe, or 2014.
No, I think it was earlier than that, Rachel, because we saw it with Dr. Patey's class.
Yes, but I'm trying to remember when we first took Dr. Patey's class. I think it was 2013 we first took one of her courses.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. It was about then.
And
So, yeah.
our professor, lovely Dr. Patey, if you ever listen to this podcast, I miss you. You are a fantastic human being.
I miss you as well. I love
We
you
love
more.
you.
I love you more than Rachel.
And our prof, we did it. I think we did I think it was like a Western Christianity and women course or something, or some type of Christianity course. And our prof, she had actually been to some exorcist because a lot of her research is on Christianity and Islam, and has a lot of priest friends. And we did it as like, it was all of the students with her courses. It wasn't just it was like an open to everybody who'd been to one of her courses, because she spoke on the movie before we watched it, and then we all watched The Exorcist together.
In a pub
on campus with the prof.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
So that was the first and actually the only time I've seen that movie.
Same.
It was a good time, though.
Oh, it was a lot of fun because that pub had good food as well.
I thought we were just talking about the movie, Rachel.
Well, the movie was good too, but the food was also good.
Okay. So, Rachel, do you want to tell us a little bit about the movie?
Okay. So, The Exorcist is a 1973 American supernatural horror film directed by William Friedkin. I'll wait till you stop rustling your giblets.
Sorry, I was trying to fix something.
You good?
Okay, go ahead.
I'll restart. The Exorcist is a 1973 supernatural horror film directed by William Friedkin and written for the screen by William Peter Blatty, based on his 1971 novel of the same name. It follows the demonic possession of a young girl and her mother's attempt to rescue her through an exorcism conducted by a pair of Catholic priests.
Yes. So, here's what I found. According to several sources, there's been 9 deaths associated with the movie. Yes. And that's not just deaths like on set, like deaths about like people connected to the movie, deaths like of people like in post-production, stuff like this, like around those things. So some of the deaths include the cameraman's unexpected stillborn. Yeah, so his wife had a stillborn baby. A security guard on like of the Warner Bros set, he died unexpectedly. And Linda Blair, who plays the little girl who gets possessed, her grandfather passed away, I believe, during the production of the film. And one of the biggest things was Jack McGowan. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm not sure what character he plays.
He played Burke Dennings.
Do you know what character that is?
Let me do a quick Google search. Who's Burke Dennings? Doesn't tell me.
Burke, Burke.
Yeah, Burke, circle jerk.
Rachel!
Okay, so he is killed by Reagan because he's babysitting Reagan. And he's killed by Reagan while she's possessed by Pazuzu.
Yeah, and so what character is he? Is he just like, is he a priest or anything like that?
It doesn't say.
Okay. Well,
oh, hang on. Burke Dennings was a film director working on a film in Washington, D.C. with Chris McNeil. The film was wrapping up as he shot the final scene at Georgetown University, which also happened to be where Damien Karras worked.
No, you've got a different one.
I've got a weird one. Hang on.
There's an actor named, or like an actual person named Burke Dennings as well. Exorcist Burke Dennings.
That's what I have Googled. Alcoholic director Burke Dennings. I don't know if maybe he was dating.
Well, I mean, on the Exorcist Wikipedia page, did you see what the Burke Dennings like character information said or anything?
Exorcist fandom wiki. It just says he was a well-known film director. Well-known film director. He had a good relation with Chris McNeil, who was Reagan's mom, and it was hinted that the two may have been considered dating.
Okay, so like he may have been the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that character dies in the film and gets killed by Reagan, and the actor who plays him, Jack McGowan, died a month before the film's release, which kind of like a coincidence possibly, but like stacking up with a whole bunch of the other stuff, maybe not. The first set of the McNeil home that they built for the film, which is like the house that all of this possession is happening in, burned down, unexplained. It was completely unexplained fire, and it set the production back 6 weeks. So that was an unexplained fire that happened. Okay, and it destroyed. So it destroyed all of the. Basically, it destroyed all of the film set. The fire did, except Reagan's room, which was left completely untouched. And Reagan's room, Reagan being the little girl who gets possessed in the movie. It's very strange that room was like basically circled by fire. And everything else was like completely destroyed and had to be rebuilt.
That's interesting.
It's a creepy fact. So far, just checking in. Creepy? Creep scale?
The fire thing is a little creepy because it's like, why didn't it burn down Reagan's room?
Yeah, you're just like, go full destruction. Like, come on. Destroy the whole fucking thing. Insurance purposes, right?
And then get that insurance payout, yo.
I know, Rachel. Rachel's just like, burn it to the ground.
Listen, I am not a pyromaniac by any means. However, watching House of the Dragon has made me want people to burn things, because me screaming at the TV, burn it to the ground.
Boris.
Legit, me screaming, burn it to the ground, Rhaenyra.
I still haven't watched that yet.
You need to.
I know, but like, does he get eyebrows yet?
No, he doesn't get eyebrows.
Well then, tell me when he does.
He will never get eyebrows. Just watch the damn thing, because you need to watch it, and I need to talk to you about it.
I'll watch it eventually, like when the season's done, because I like to be done. It's done?
It's done. Season 1 is done.
Fine, weekend plans.
Okay, so you're going to watch The Conjuring, you're going to watch Doom Revenge, and you're going to watch the whole season of House of the Dragon.
I might not, because I also am possibly going to be doing a craft fair.
Okay, well, you're going to do that in between. Anyways, this is not about a craft fair.
Okay. During the filming, Ellen Burstyn?
Sure.
Kirsten,
sure.
Yeah, she was Kirsten, maybe. After this. So she endured a permanent spinal injury on set. Yeah, so there's a scene where, and Ellen Burstyn, she plays the mom, I believe.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. So Reagan, the possessed little girl, chucks her across the room. And I believe it's like unseen force, right? Like I think she doesn't actually physically do it.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, I think it's like uh telekinetically type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a scene where she's thrown across the bedroom, Ellen Burstyn's harness malfunctions somehow and pulls her away too quickly and causes her to land on her coccyx
Ooh.
and caused her permanent spinal injury.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we've got an accident on set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there was a carpenter who also had an accident on set. He lost some fingers while working on set pieces for the film, possibly rebuilding the set after the fire.
Mm.
He possibly had to donate his fingers to, you know, Cthulhu or Pazuzu or whatever fucking thing it was.
Zuzu.
Yeah, one of those Zuzus.
Yep.
They all sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the filming, the guy that played Father Karras, one of the priests,
Mm-hmm.
his name is Jason Miller. He's just on the street, and a priest approaches him,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes up to him, and he comes in close, leans in real close, and he hands him a medallion, and he warns him. He says, "Reveal the devil from the trickster that he is. He will seek retribution against you, or he will even try to stop what you are trying to do to unmask him."
Mm.
Right?
That's interesting.
It's fucking weird.
Just a tad.
Yeah. So Father Karras was like non-existent because it was Jason Miller. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but like, I guess he probably was pretty freaked out by that.
Yeah, I think if a random priest came up to me and said that and then handed me something, I'd be like, bruh, this is weird. But okay, thank you. I appreciate the gift.
Yeah. Right? Then there was one day the cast and crew comes into the set, the whole set covered in snow.
Ah.
The set's fucking indoors.
Uh-huh.
California. Uh-huh. Yeah. Huh. Right? Mm-hmm. Just mysteriously all covered in snow. So their best guess was that it was because multiple air conditioners had been left on overnight and like to fight the humidity and preserve the movie's cold feel, and that it had built up snow.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's also rumored that Linda Blair suffered a nervous breakdown while filming. But I mean, any child forced to like play a demonically possessed child, like that's kind of fucked up anyway.
Yeah, and I think even just any actor can suffer. That's the word I want. Suffer a nervous breakdown. So that's not really anything that's like, nah.
Yeah, I also didn't fact check that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a rumor, and I didn't go and fact check that because honestly, Linda Blair's mental health is her own fucking business.
Yeah.
But if she was struggling, that's to me that's just like why you put a child through traumatic shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fucked up shit anyway. Anyway, so another thing, when The Exorcist was first shown in Rome, it was screened in a theater located between two churches. And so there was tumultuous rain and lightning as moviegoers just filed into the theater. And when it was playing, a loud thump was heard because one of the church's crosses had been struck by lightning during the showing.
Oh.
Thoughts, opinions, suggestions, running for your life?
That's not normal.
What is normal, Rachel? Define it with Play-Doh. Use that as an analogy.
Normal is when you make a shape that is a circle.
That is a circle. I'm gonna put that in my analogy list.
Yes.
Okay, got that in my tool belt.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So like you said about the Exorcist movie coming from a book.
Mm-hmm.
So the author of the book, William Blatty, I think is how you say it. Blatty. I don't know how to say it. Blatty. So he experienced strange activity while writing the book. So I know this is not when it's like cursed movie sets, but like I want to include this.
Mm-hmm.
So don't at me. So he apparently wrote the book based on true events, but he wrote it like fictionalized based on what he read in like articles of a newspaper, based on like a little boy who'd been possessed or something, like, well, thought to be possessed, and then went through exorcisms. Right? So he based it on that. But he fictionalized a little bit, right? Because he can't just like tell the exact story of that child.
Yeah.
Right? But while he was writing the book, he and his wife had some strange issues going on. His wife believed she saw a hairbrush float in thin air. And he didn't believe her first until he saw a telephone float in the same way.
Okay.
Now, of course, there's no evidence of this besides their word, but
See, okay, so this couple, you're the husband being like, I don't believe in shit, and then you had a voice speak to you, and now you're like, oh, maybe.
what?
Yeah, the husband's a non-believer. And he's like, oh, I didn't believe my wife when she was telling me all these things about this thing and the thing, and then he witnessed something, so he's you, and I'm the wife. I'm being like, oh, these things exist because they've happened to me, and you're like,
Rachel, I'm still skeptic. Okay, I'm still skeptical.
He could still be skeptical and think his wife was playing a goof on him. She got some fishing wire and was like, ooh, look at the phone.
I'm ready to hang in my skeptic towel. That's not this podcast. Stay on track. I'm not willing to debate this yet. I'm not prepared.
It doesn't matter. Every time we record from here on out, I'm going to bring it up.
I'm not ready.
I'm going to force you to face it. It's going to be, oh my God, what's the name of that therapy that people do when they just throw you into it? Hang on, it will come to me.
Aversion?
No.
Um.
Oh, fucking Christ, what is it? They do it with things. They do it with a bunch of phobias and stuff.
Immersion?
No.
Conversion?
It will come to me.
Subversion? Diversion?
It will just continue. It will come to me.
We need
exposure therapy. That's what it is.
Okay. Now that we've finished this diversion, tell me your thoughts on The Exorcist.
Okay. They seem a little interesting. Especially because some of them seem that some of them seem like they could be coincidences, like, the actor dying after he filmed his scenes. That's like, well, maybe it's fine, whatever. But like the cross catching on fire, that's a little weird. The priest coming up to the other actor, that's not really like that's not something you can chalk up to a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if the priest who approached him didn't know that they were filming this movie.
Yeah.
And he just
He
randomly
came
walked.
up to him like to protect him, right?
Yeah. Which is like, I've heard of that happening where people will just approach and they'll be like, "You need this for protection," and they're like, "What do you mean? I'm fine," and then they just narrowly escape death. So I was reading a bit more about the fire that started. So apparently that was a bird flew into the circuit breaker, which is how the fire started.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And then apparently another set was damaged when the sprinkler system was activated as well.
Yes. The Exorcist is like a wealth of just shit going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like I read like so many articles, and every article there was something new. And I had to eventually say, Melanie, you have to stop because there are other movies.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know if you've seen that Linda Blair also suffered a back injury.
No, didn't see that one.
Yeah. So, Blair suffered a back injury, in her case, a lower spinal fracture.
Oh my God.
After being too loosely strapped to the bed when it was being rocked around, she developed scoliosis as a result.
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
I
she
don't know.
also developed a lifelong aversion to cold due to having spent so much time in the refrigerated bedroom set wearing only a nightgown and long underwear.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where it was. It's gone. I had a thing here, but apparently I don't know, apparently I erased it. But I did have a spot in here because I remember reading it. Linda Blair was uh apparently thrown by an unseen force.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, at one point
Mm-hmm.
during filming. I read that somewhere, but I thought I had that included, but I apparently erased it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just as cursed as this.
Mm-hmm.
It adds to it. Dun dun dun. But cursed or not?
Mm.
Cursed or just a bunch of coincidences?
Can I say 50? I'm going to say 50-50.
Oh my god, you are so far with that fence post right up your ass, Rachel.
I'm going to say some things may be cursed, some things may be just a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not enough in there for me to definitely be like, oh my god, yes, that is cursed.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe you won't take a side.
Well,
Rachel, I don't know how to move forward with this.
I'm sorry. Did I just destroy your existence?
Yes.
How do you feel? Cursed or not cursed?
50-50.
Wait, you're gonna shit talk me for. All right, I see how it is. Okay.
I'm gonna say yeah, I'm gonna say 50-50, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think if there's any movie set that could be cursed, this one is probably like the closest thing that could be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because The Exorcist, like just like the concept behind it, how much like the actual story behind it, how much shit was actually happening, and the fire is really what gives me the push to put it at 50-50. Otherwise, I'd say absolutely not cursed.
Yeah.
Right? The fire is the big thing. for me. That fire that does not touch
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah.
Now, the next movie, I think, has a lot more of a chance of you thinking it's going to be cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's even more happening than what's, like, the bigger happenings than what happened on The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got The Omen. And, like, I'm talking the original Omen.
Yes. The 1976 version of The Omen.
Yes. Now, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the original. I've seen the remake.
Mm-hmm.
2006 one.
I haven't seen either. But Rachel, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about it?
Okay. So, The Omen is a 1976 supernatural horror film directed by Richard Donner and written by David Seltzer. The film's plot follows Damien Thorne, a young child replaced at birth by his father, unbeknownst to his wife after their biological child dies shortly after birth. As a series of mystery events and violent deaths occur around the family, and Damien enters childhood, they come to learn he is in fact the prophesized Antichrist.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
So I think we got a movie with like the plot and like the subject matter. It's got, you know, like if anything's going to be cursed, that sounds like a good movie to be a cursed set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the same thing with The Exorcist. Like demonic shit seems like it's going to be cursed.
Yeah. So, fun fact about this, though, the remake was released on June 6th, 2006.
Oh, like 2006,
Like
2006.
666, basically.
June.
6th, 2006.
Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, so oh 06, oh 06. Yeah, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do that on purpose?
They did.
Fuck. Well, I don't know why they did that after what happened with the first one.
We gonna find out.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, first of all, actor Gregory Peck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right before filming started, his son kills himself,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we've already got a suicide. Then we've got an accidental fire starting in the processing lab, and it destroys. Oh, that one's for the remake. Whoops. So 13,500 feet of the Omen remakes film, including the scene that reveals the identity of the Antichrist and the infamous birthmark scene, has to be reshot because a fire just gets out of hand and goes nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, whoopsie daisy, that was the remake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Melanie's ADHD doesn't put things in order, so whoops.
Mm-hmm.
So, on the Omen set, the original, the uh, the stunt people had it worst of all.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's an escape from a cemetery scene, and there's Rottweilers apparently. So, the dogs were trained to attack a stuntman and avoid the main actor Gregory Peck.
Mm-hmm.
So they were set loose and they began viciously attacking the stuntman, and they went basically way over the top and didn't listen to the trainer and didn't stop when commanded to stop, and they decimated the protective gear and really severely injured the stuntman.
Mm-hmm.
But he did survive, and that guy believes this curse followed him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went off, that stuntman, Alf, joint. He believes that curse followed him. He went to work on another film called A Bridge Too Far, and he had to jump off a tall building in that film and land on an airbag. And it's something he's done a lot, but he said he felt like he'd been pushed. Like he got pushed by an unseen force, and he ended up unconscious and like woke up in the hospital afterward. Like I guess he missed the like padding he was supposed to hit. So, and that film, A Bridge Too Far, is actually comes up again, like other people that worked on the Omen original were set to work on that film as well. So like, and they had accidents. Accidents, quotation marks?
Accidents, question mark?
Yeah, but like, funny enough that they were all working, they're all going to work on another film together, and then ended up all having accidents again. So some of the bigger known issues happened, like big flashy fucking issues. There were 3 airplanes that got hit by lightning that had people from the friggin' movie on it. So first one, and they're all like different times, right? So the first one, actor Gregory Peck was on a plane, and his plane gets hit by lightning. And like the planes are fine, but that happens. And then on a separate day, David Seltzer, the film's writer, is on a plane gets hit by lightning. And this is all crossing the Atlantic as well. So like same flight route type of thing, like area. And then a few weeks later, a producer named Mace Neufeld was crossing the Atlantic and his plane got hit by lightning.
Okay, that's too many planes to be hit by lightning for this to be a coincidence at this point.
Right? All 3, and like within the time span of like a few weeks. And it was all during like the production of the film, like, or in production and post-production, right? And okay, so that's not the only issue to deal with planes as well with this film. So the crew was on a list to hire a local small plane, and they were going to shoot some aerial shots for the Omen. So at the last minute, they decided to cancel it, and the plane was rented out to a group of tourists. Basically, there was like some gossip that's unsupported, but said that it was like people on a business trip that ended up offering more money to take the plane, and that's why the plane got taken by them and not the people from like the Omen crew. But anyway, so the Omen crew were told that they could have the plane, but they'd have to wait until later in the day to film. So the plane the crew was supposed to be on crashed.
Oh.
Yes, with this group of tourists on it. So the plane goes up with the tourists on it. Upon takeoff, it flew into a flock of birds. The birds disoriented the crew, obstructed the view, and the plane crashes through the fence and crashes into a car. Kills everyone on board of the plane.
Oh, shit.
Right? Weirdest part, the pilot of the plane crashed into a car that had some of his family members into it. Yes. So, like, the plane didn't go up very high into the sky, right? It's a small plane, probably doesn't have very many people on it. It was only supposed to get some aerial shots for the crew anyway, right? It's probably, like, I don't know how many people were on this plane, but, like, let's assume it's only a small one, 20 people or so, right? So, it's like a small plane. So, it's only lifting off far enough that it's, like, hitting a bunch of birds, going through, slams through a fence, lands into a car. Right? Lands into the car with the pilot's family members in it. I don't know how close relation the family members were, Maybe the family members were just like parked in the parking lot. Like I don't know how close this thing was. But like that's some Final Destination shit.
That's not a coincidence anymore.
Right? Well, anyway, Peck was supposed to be on the plane. Gregory Peck, like the main actor that played the father
Mm-hmm.
of the like Antichrist kid
Mm-hmm.
in The Omen, right? So like the main actor. So he was supposed to be on that plane with the crew to get the aerial shots. Anyway. Uh anyway. So they considered it the Omen curse, and it was like that was what it was called in the media.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They were like, "Oh my god, look at this, 3 times hit with lightning and then this plane goes down. Like what the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Even more though. Right? There's fucking more.
But wait, there's more.
Oh wait. Right? So, even crazier, there's a film special effects worker named John Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
So, he designed a lot of special effects for the film, and he designs like a classic beheading scene of Jennings. I don't know what character that is.
Keith Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Apparently, it's a big scene.
Oh, he's a photographer in the movie.
So apparently, it's this big iconic scene.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he designed that scene. And that's important to note because after the movie was over and he goes off to work on another movie called A Bridge Too Far.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yes, so John Richardson and his assistant who worked on The Omens with him, Liz Moore,
Mm-hmm.
they go off to Holland after work like wrapping on The Omen. They're going to work on A Bridge Too Far to work special effects on that.
Mm-hmm.
And John Richardson was like in charge of the special effects. And Liz Moore was like the assistant, right? Like assistant to him on that, right? Like but she also did a lot of work with that.
Mm-hmm.
But so they go to work on that film, and that is the film that that stunt man guy that says he got pushed by an unseen force when he was doing that jump after he'd been attacked by the Rottweilers on the Omen set, right? But he'd gone to that film to work as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these guys are driving in a car and they're on the way basically to work to design things on location in to go to A Bridge Too Far. They get in a head-on collision.
Oh my Jesus.
Yes. And in the car accident, tragic accident, head-on collision. John Richardson survives
Mm-hmm.
the hospital. He's knocked unconscious in the hospital, survives though. Liz Moore gets decapitated when one of the front wheels viciously tore through the floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So also, after Richardson wakes up in the hospital, he noted that he saw a road sign before the accident.
Mm-hmm.
And guess how far away it said? Like what he saw on the sign. 6.66 kilometers away. Yes. He saw a road sign that said 6.66 kilometers away to whatever location it said. Doesn't remember what the location was or whatever, right? But he saw 6.66
Mm-hmm.
on there. He remembers that number before he got knocked unconscious. Now, do you have chills?
Okay, that one is definitely cursed.
Yeah. Right? And then you think about it. No, I didn't do any research really into the remake, but there was a fire on the remake set, which I did mention because I accidentally wrote it down. Because that 13,500 feet of the Omen remakes film set was destroyed by a fire, and the infamous birthmark scene had to be reshot in its entirety because of it. Right? So I didn't do any more research into it. I believe there was plane shit happening with the Omen remake as well. But the Omen is cursed as fuck. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is happening with it, but shit's messed up.
Yeah, I would say that one 10 out of 10. Cursed. There's just like this one, there's too many things that have happened that are oh my Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's too many dead people.
There's too many things that happen for me to sit here and be like, oh, that's coincidence. Like how, like the fact that 3 people from the who were working on the movie were in planes that got struck by lightning. Then a plane crashed and killed some people that they were
And
supposed to be on.
yep.
Then there was the dogs not listening. Like there's too many things.
And
This
then that stuntman goes to work on a movie set
mhm,
that other people then go to work on, but he gets pushed by an unseen force that, like, so he has another accident
mhm,
that results in him getting injured. But the movie set he goes to is the one that Richardson and Moore are going to when they have that accident that results in her getting decapitated,
mhm.
which is the iconic scene that Richardson made in The Omen. And
Yeah,
then his like assistant gets decapitated right next to him after he sees 666 on a fucking sign.
yeah. There's just too many things.
Right? It's like mocking.
Yeah, shit be cursed.
Right? It's like mocking. It's like, ha ha ha, see what you made? Now I made you look.
Hmm.
It's fucked up.
It is. It's messed up big time.
Hmm. And I don't know. I'm not ready to make any decisions about what the fuck is happening, about where it's all coming from, but I'm just saying, shit be cursed.
Shit be very cursed.
Hmm. If they make an Omens remake or an Omens 2, like, nobody should touch that.
Too omen, too furious.
No one go near it.
No one go near it.
No, I don't even want to watch it now. Like, I don't want to watch the movie. Right? I'm like, that's like the fucking Ring.
Hmm.
The Ring tape at this point, right? It's gotta be. It's like one thing after another with that.
Yeah, that one is definitely. I would definitely say that one's cursed.
Hmm. Yeah, and there's more. There's more movies, Rachel.
There's more, but
We
wait,
have more movies.
there's more. This might be a super long episode.
This is gonna be a super long episode. Okay,
All right.
so Poltergeist, 1982 movie. Rachel, give us the lowdown. I haven't seen it. I don't know what's about. About
I
some ghosty boo.
I also haven't seen it actually.
But you got that Google though.
So, Poltergeist is a 1982 American supernatural horror film. There seems to be a theme, in case you haven't noticed, where it's all a supernatural horror film.
Yeah, it seems like when there's the ghosty boos and the demony boos that the shit goes down.
Hmm.
Like the
So
planes.
planes go down.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 1982 American supernatural horror film directed by Tobe Hooper and written by Steven Spielberg, my man, Michael Gray, and Mark Victor from a story by Spielberg. The film focuses on a suburban family whose home is invaded by malevolent ghosts that abduct their youngest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like the brief thing it gives without going into too much detail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the biggest thing with Poltergeist is not like outside stuff.
Mhm.
Because I found like with The Exorcist, you had some malfunctions, and then you had some like people coming up and being like, "Oh my god, things are bad."
Mhm.
And then on The Omens, the Omen, you had like planes going down and people dying. In Poltergeist, on that set, it's more like the props may be haunted.
Mm.
And we will talk about the props and how they may be haunted right now.
Okay.
Okay, so apparently it was far too realistic, and far too expensive
Mhm.
to make realistic looking rubber and plastic skeletons. So
Mhm.
they used real human skeletons on set
Now, why would you do that?
because it's cheap. Apparently it's cheap to buy human bones. Cheaper than, getting rubber and plastic and making it look real.
Mhm.
Yes, it's cheaper to skin a human. They're just running around everywhere.
Okay.
So they used real human skeletons on set for the scene in which actress Jo Beth Williams is pulled into the mud of her swimming pool by a bunch of skeletons.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Jo Beth plays Diane, which I believe is the mom.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
she is.
Yeah.
Diane
So
Freeling.
right there, we've got real human bones. Um, Nothing really malfunctioned with human bones, but the fact that you've got real human bones as opposed to props, like fakes, right there. Now I'm a skeptic, so I don't know much about this stuff, but couldn't there be like, like spiritual like residue or something? Rachel, help.
Yeah, there could be like so my thing with the bones is, does it say where they got them from?
No.
See, that's concerning. Um I'm not saying that these film directors were grave robbers, but I'm also not saying that they might have been grave robbers. Or if they got them from, like, you know, medical schools or morgues, you don't know what happened to that body. And that's a little concerning because you don't know what type of energy is left on that.
Exactly. So you don't know if that skeleton was donated willingly.
Exactly. You also don't know how that skeleton died. If they died a peaceful death, if they died a tragic death, and like most of the times, if there's something attached to it, it's because they went in an unrestful way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's a traumatic, like if that's why a lot of like war battlefields are haunted because a lot of them they went in a restless way.
Yeah.
And same with like, you know, crashes or something, or murders, or anything like that, or even suicides. A lot of those ones might be restless because
It's
depending on,
violent. Yeah, it's
yeah,
violent and abrupt.
yeah, and depending on your religious affiliations, some of them believe that suicide is a sin and you don't get let into heaven, so you're kind of stuck in purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Catholic. I'm sorry, I had a cough.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad one.
Yeah, it's
I,
been
I
really warm and muggy here, and the weather's just messing up my like congestion and everything. So Catholic.
I felt the real guilt in that cough. Yeah, like the self-hatred. I can say that because I was raised Catholic.
You were did you feel the like you have to do your Hail Marys now because of that?
Yeah, I only say that now, like, if I'm in a life or death situation. I'm like, please help. It's bad.
Your Catholic guilt or
No. I don't have that.
okay.
No, I do feel bad sometimes. It's like I only I don't have like I'm agnostic is
Mhm.
how I would put, what my religious affiliation is, right? I'm
Mhm.
agnostic
Mhm.
because I don't have enough like energy or like real motivation to go like I'm an atheist or I believe in X, Y, and Z. So I just say agnostic,
Mhm.
right? Because I really just can't choose,
Mhm.
right? But I really have no beliefs of any kind in spiritual stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm just kind of like, eh. Even though I was raised Catholic,
Mhm.
I definitely would say I'm not Catholic. I would rebel against Catholicism,
Mhm.
but if I am very fearful for my life, or when Eli is sick, I do say a Hail Mary just because I'm like, please save my dog. I'm like, I'll be Catholic, I swear.
I fall more along of just the spiritual is how I describe it.
Hmm.
Because I believe there is something, and that's kind of about it.
Hmm.
Because I believe in like the supernatural and all those things. So I believe there is something, whether or not it is a being. And also, I grew up in the church.
Hmm.
I'm not Catholic. Don't worry, I don't have Catholic guilt.
Well, neither do I, but
But yeah, I grew up in the church, going to church up until I was like 18 or whatever. So yeah, I just say I'm spiritual because I believe there is something, and what I believe doesn't really align with any of the traditional quote unquote religions.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same for the like, I don't really fit in any of the traditional religions.
Hmm.
I don't like the boundaries.
No, I don't like the boundaries, and I don't like a lot of. We're getting real deep
Rules.
here. I don't like a lot of what they stand for because there are certain things,
Exactly.
especially that have come out about the church that I grew up in, that me as a person now who's had life experience and have met different people that I don't agree with because that's not part of my morals and ethics as a person.
I don't know anything about that church that have come out.
Oh, they recently, this was in the summer, they made uh, there was a whole thing. So I guess we're gonna get into this. All right, we're gonna get into this.
You can take
um,
it out.
no, we'll see how I'll see how I feel when I edit this if I want to take this out or not. This was during the summer when there's pride and everything, and I consider myself an ally.
Hmm.
And my church, one of the not the ones that I went to, but they made a statement saying that they didn't want that parade to be on their grounds because that's not something that they support. They didn't support that lifestyle.
Oh.
And some people that I know who are like we call them officers, but like your equivalent
Yeah.
of your pastors or preachers in
Hmm.
other denominations, they tried to make statements to kind of refute that church, that particular one,
Hmm.
and it just kind of made things worse.
Ah.
So this they have made these comments long before then. Like they made these comments back in like 2011, 2012. So I stopped And also I had a personal experience where I just didn't feel welcomed anymore because I hadn't been consistently going, and I felt very judged for not being able to consistently go.
Mm-hmm.
But they made these comments before saying that they don't support that lifestyle. And I do support that lifestyle because I think you can love whoever the hell you want and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
And
you can be you.
exactly.
You're
And
born however you're born.
exactly. So I don't agree with that. And this is kind of my issue. I can't really go to somewhere that doesn't align with how I view these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what part of the reason why I, as a child, diverted from that, like, beliefs of Catholicism very quickly. Right? Like, I was, like, seeing a lot of things, like, as a kid, they were like, you have to do with X, Y, and Z. We believe this, this, and this. And I'm like, but why? Like, why can't this person love this person? Or why can't this and this and this? And, like, not just, like, gay rights and stuff, right? But there were many other things. As a child, I was just, like, I'm just very curious minded anyway, and very, like, argumentative and anything. And I'm like, no, I have this opinion, and you're not going to tell me that's not a right like, that's the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, I'm indecisive on some things, but, like, when I have an opinion, get the fuck out of my way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, no fucking things, like, was changing my mind on that.
Yeah.
So, I turned 18, and as I turned 18, my 18th birthday, I went up to my mom and I was like, so I'm not going to church anymore with you guys. And that didn't go over well, but I didn't go to church anymore.
Yeah, for me, I think it was just, I was going when I first went to university. And then, like I said, after that one incident, I just didn't go. And every now and then my mom would be like, oh, are you going to church? I'd be like, no.
Mm-hmm.
She'd kind of be like, oh. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going anymore. And I don't think I ever told my parents exactly why, but I think, like, they're smart. They kind of probably figured it out by that point that there was things that I support because I'm very vocal about what I support a lot of the times on Facebook.
Yep.
That I think they probably were like, okay, this makes sense why she's not going anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is our stance on religion. This got very deep.
All because we're talking about skeletons.
No, because we're talking about skeletons. But yeah, I mean, I could talk for days on my issues with religion and organized religion and everything, but we will not do that today.
This is not the episode.
This is not the episode for that. I also don't have the mental capacity today to do that because I ran my biggest account and it takes me like 2 hours to audit it. So yeah. There's over 2,000 employees on this account, so yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
as I mentioned before we started recording, my brain is literally just like, eat my ass like a chupacabra. Show me where you piss, bro. Show me where you piss, bro.
I gotta refocus.
Okay,
Skeletons.
Yeah.
Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Cursed. Blah, blah, blah. Blah. Okay. There's a scene in the movie. There's a clown puppet, and it gets possessed, and it strangles the Freeling's young son, Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
And during the filming of the scene, the clown puppet's mechanical. And it was created to simulate the strangulation, so that it wouldn't have to be, like, puppeted by people.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it malfunctions during the filming, and it actually starts to choke the child actor.
Oh.
Yeah. And writer-producer Steven Spielberg, Mr. Hero Man, has to jump in and rescue the child actor from the inanimate attacker. Yes. So, a supposedly what's supposed to be a possessed clown puppet for the movie starts acting possessed. Is it raising some red flags?
No.
Potentially?
No.
Steven Spielberg being Mr. Hero, raising some red flags.
Maybe he planned it so he can be the hero.
My thoughts exactly.
Your
Save
Honor,
the
I
children.
want to submit
Kissing
Steven
babies.
Spielberg into the evidence. He tampered with said clown and caused it so he can be a hero.
Okay, so there were many issues of prop malfunctions on the set, like random shit that just wouldn't work. So like they had to have like things just running long hours because they had to just wait around for things that were supposed to be running mechanically that they just couldn't make work. Like things that were working fine before filming, like the day before when they were testing them out, and then they get ready to film on the day of, not fucking working. Right? So things just being like spooky, glitching out, stuff like that. Right? So 2 cast members of Poltergeist and another 2 from the sequels faced untimely strange deaths after finishing the films. 2 from each. So it's an odd enough and a tragic coincidence to become an inextricable part of the film's cultural identity, according to such an article that I've read.
Did they say what was the cause of the untimely deaths?
I don't know, Rachel. That wasn't in the article.
Okay.
We can look it up. Poltergeist, dead people.
I was taking a drink when you said that.
I don't know what song this is, but
It sounds like a mix of like the Harry Potter Quidditch music.
oh my god, I think it is.
Don't sue us, Warner Brothers.
Okay, so Carol Ann Freeling. That is the character. She's 6-year-old.
That's the little girl that is like they're here.
Yeah. So she's played by an actress named Heather O'Rourke. She's 6 years old at the time the film was released. Little blonde girl, real cute little blonde girl. She was misdiagnosed with Crohn's disease in 87. And she dies the following year.
Oh.
So she falls ill in 87. No, wait. So she's misdiagnosed in 87. In 88, she falls ill, and her symptoms get attributed to the flu. And then she collapses and suffers cardiac arrest.
Oh, at 6. Oh my god.
No, well, that would be technically... No, she's 6 in 82 when the film was released. So that would have been 87. So that's 5 years later. So that's 11. Yeah. So, yeah. And then she's airlifted to the hospital where she's saved from the cardiac arrest but dies during an operation to correct a bowel obstruction. And it was later believed that she had been suffering from congenital intestinal abnormality.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's one child from the first movie that died. Now, Dominique Dunn, who played the original older sister, Dana Freeling, in the first Poltergeist movie, she dies as well. Yeah. She separates from her partner, John Sweeney, in 1982.
Mhm.
In November of that year, he showed up at Dunn's house pleading for her to take him back. When she refused, he grabbed her neck, choked her until she was unconscious, and left her to die in her home driveway.
Oh, shit.
He was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, but was released after 3 years and 7 months.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
I'm sorry. That doesn't seem long enough for a death sentence. Sorry, not death sentence, for a murder charge.
Yeah, it should be a death sentence. How long is she dead for? That's what I'd like to know. Oh, forever? Then that's how long you should be in prison for.
You should be in prison for 25 to life.
Yeah. I think you murder someone, you should be in prison for however long they're dead for.
Which is
When
forever.
we can bring them back, you can come out.
Okay, they're alive. You can come out now. Oh, wait, you died in prison? Aw, dang.
Ah, too bad.
Man, it's so sad. Suck on a lollipop.
Yeah, you can come out when you are alive again.
Oh, wait, we're not going to bring you back? Aw, sad.
Oh yeah, you didn't pay for the resurrection fee, so oops.
Oopsie.
Okay. So
Resurrection fee.
yeah, you didn't hear that part?
I heard it and it didn't register when you first said it because I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the tax you pay the government.
That hasn't been implemented yet, I don't think.
Only the rich pay it.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
That's why they go into cryo.
Ah, all right.
That's why Walt Disney is frozen.
Oh, yes, we saw that.
He's paid the resurrection fee.
Paid the resurrection fee.
Okay.
Does
So
that make them tax exempt if they pay the resurrection fee?
yeah, it's you get a deductible.
Oh, you get to claim it on your income tax return. Sweet.
Yeah, they have rich accountant people for that. Like they have special accountants for the rich.
Yeah, they have.
So because regular people accountants aren't supposed to know about it.
No, they're not.
Yeah. We're gonna be like sniped at any moment right now.
Our FBI, NSA agents
We're about to be swatted.
Yeah, we're gonna hear get on the ground now.
Okay. Poltergeist 2. Okay, the sequel. They had 2 deaths.
Mm-hmm.
So Julian Beck and Will Sampson. Those are the 2 actors that died from the sequel. So they were not as unpredictable or mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
So the evil preacher Cain from Poltergeist. No, like Poltergate, like Watergate.
Poltergeist.
Jesus. The evil preacher Cain from Poltergeist 2 was played by Julian Beck. In 1983, Beck had been diagnosed with stomach cancer, which took his life soon after he finished work on the second installment of the series. Same film met with his further tragedy after Will Sampson, who played Taylor the Native American shaman, died after undergoing a heart-lung transplant, which had a very slim survival rate. So those ones sound like normal deaths.
Yeah.
Other strange things that happened on set. Cast deaths were not the only agents of the curse's proliferation. Oh my god, who was going for their master's thesis over here?
Right?
As other peculiar and creepy legends surround the film franchise. Oh yeah, all this shit I already knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you watch Family Guy? Just out of curiosity.
Not since I was like 18.
Okay. But there's I think it's one of their Halloween ones where they do like a poltergeist spoof.
Okay.
And it's like the same concept. Well, it starts off as like Peter finds
Oh my god, I haven't watched Family Guy since I was Catholic. Like, by force, but I was Catholic.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Catholic by force. That's gonna be the name of my memoir.
Catholic by force. I like that.
My mom will love it.
I'm sure your mom will love it. Yeah, but they do a spoof of the Poltergeist,
Mm-hmm.
and it starts off. Peter finds a Native American skull,
Mm-hmm.
and he uses it as a cup.
Oh god.
So then he brings it into the house, and the stuff starts happening with like the TV, and like the poltergeist goes after Stewie.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to get into where Stewie is, Lois, so she can rescue him, is through Meg's butt.
Oh Jesus.
So she has to go in through Meg's butt to rescue Stewie.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh my.
that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Because there's just a scene where Meg is literally just like bent over and like Lois just jumps into her butt.
Mm.
Oh, Family Guy. So problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Oh wait, we haven't said Poltergeist. Cursed?
Nah.
What they say? The cursed is the worst, second is the best.
Third is the one with the hairy chest.
Yeah.
No, not cursed.
Yeah, for sure. Not.
It's
Absolutely.
very just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like make your props better and spend a little bit more money. Stephen rolling in money Spielberg.
Yeah,
And
Stephen Rolling
buy
in.
some good props and not like skin some humans, okay? Thank you. Like,
Yes.
ew.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're moving on now
Yes.
to the Amityville horror.
Did you look? I just want to clarify to make sure I have the right one up. The 1979 one?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that one and its sequel,
Okay.
but the majority of what we're talking about is the original.
Okay.
So I have not seen it.
I have also not seen it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know what it was until I started looking, and then it said something about Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Mhm.
And honestly, it said Amityville Horror, and I was like, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't know why I see Amityville Horror and I just go Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes,
Like,
because it's the exact same thing.
I don't know why.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it because another podcast I listen to, and that's why we drink. One of the hosts covers the Amityville horror because she talks about. They talk about Ed and Lorraine Warren and what happened with it and the spooks behind it.
Ah. And now every time you say the word horror, I hear whore. Just saying.
The Amityville whore.
The Amityville whore.
She's such a whore, that hussy.
So now I feel like I need to say horror.
Horror.
Horror movies.
The horror.
Talking about that horror.
That horror.
Horror.
You could just drop the H altogether and say horror.
Horror.
Amityville horror.
Amityville horror.
No, that's
Rocky Horror Picture Show movies. I don't know why that equates to the same thing in my head.
I don't know. Your mind
Very different.
Your mind does wonderful, horrible things.
My brain is just constantly playing a word association game.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Rachel, tell us a bit about the movie.
Okay, so the Amityville Horror is a 1979 American supernatural horror film directed by Stuart Rosenberg. James Brolin and Margot Kidder star as a young couple who purchase a home haunted by combative supernatural forces.
Oh.
The film is based on Jay Anson's 1977 book, The Amityville Horror, and it's the first entry in the Amityville Horror film series. A remake was produced in 2005.
Okay.
Also, James Brolin, fun fact, plays Thanos in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, and my mom is like in love with him.
Why?
Because is it him? Hold on. Let me Google him.
Yes, Google him.
I may have him mixed up with someone.
You might.
I totally have him mixed up with someone. I
Oh,
do.
sorry. No, it's Josh Brolin that plays Thanos, not James Brolin.
I also have him mixed up with someone. Oh, hold on.
Yes, Josh Brolin plays Thanos, not James Brolin. I don't know who James Brolin is.
Okay, you know, have you ever seen the movie Mamma Mia?
Yes.
You know, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh,
I had to look at the cast. My mom has a thing for Pierce Brosnan.
okay.
And I'm mixing him up with James Brolin / Josh Brolin / all the other fucking names you just said. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan, my mom has the hots for him.
I know why I thought he played Thanos, because James is Josh's father.
Ah.
That's why.
Okay. I also thought Pierce Brosnan played Thanos.
No. But then again, I thought James Brolin played Thanos, so who knows? Who knows who plays Thanos at this point?
Because I thought their names were the same.
They're not, apparently.
I thought they were the same person. I thought that was his name.
No.
And then, like, I thought under the purple face masky shit and, like, all the CGI that was him.
Mm-hmm.
But oops.
Oops.
Well, you know, I don't know. The listeners don't know this, but I can't tell the difference between Tom Hanks and Bill Murray if you put them side by side.
You can't?
You don't you don't know this, Rachel?
No.
I've talked about this.
No, you
Remember
haven't.
the Jenna and Julian podcast? How he can't tell the difference between like Julia Roberts and Sandra Bullock
And Anne Hathaway. Oh my god. Okay.
And I told you about how I can't do that male actors.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't tell. So I know the difference between Tom Hanks and like Bill Murray, like career wise.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put them, I don't know if you put them right next to each other. Maybe I could, actually. But if you showed me a picture of one or the other, I probably can't tell the difference.
Oh,
most of the time.
Okay.
There's a lot of like male actors like that I just can't tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And some females as well. Females a little bit better though, because like lots of different hairstyles, different hair colors, a lot more differences I find, right? But men, like they all fucking look the same, okay? All men look the same, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't at me about it, but okay? A lot of white men just look the same.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I say this as a white woman. I can't tell the difference. I think I have a problem with like recognizing people's faces.
You have the same problem Julian has.
I also have trouble recognizing people. Like if I meet people, I've met someone for like once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recognize them again sometimes, like until I've met them a few times to get to know what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it really sticks in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Especially men. Because unless they're like really good looking or something, but like,
mm-hmm.
like really like distinctive or something, but like most of the time it just doesn't click.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that I even find someone really attractive right off the bat anyway, because usually like I have to have like an emotional or like a personality type of click with someone to actually.
Melanie is demisexual.
I think
that's what that is.
Because like yeah, that's the word for it. Mm-hmm. But like, who knows at this point, because I can't make decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. We'll come back to this at a later date.
We will. We will come back to this.
But yeah. I have like face blindness or something. I don't know. Maybe I should get fucking diagnosed.
You know what? We have discussed the face blindness, I think.
Yeah.
Like, not in the podcast sense, but I think just in our everyday
At some
lives.
point, you acted way too shocked for this. Fucking actress over there.
What can I say?
Look, gasp.
I'm talented. Maybe this whole thing is an act. Maybe my whole life has been an act to you.
Well, I am pretty sure about my theory that you are a Russian sleeper agent.
Let's just move on.
We're gonna get into this Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's totally the movie we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Frank-N-Furter.
I've got drunk migraine brain.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be giggling about people dying, so we need to wrap this up.
We should. Okay.
Hold on. I need to breathe.
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Stop it!
I just read Gruesome Mass Murder. I'm fanning myself and trying to like take a sip of my drink, and I'm like, okay, get it together. And then I read Gruesome Mass Murder, and I just started again. Okay, I got it.
All right. Are we good? We're
Not good, but sure.
collected.
Not sure what we're collecting, but okay.
We're collecting brain cells.
Yeah, I don't have many of those to deal with at the moment.
Either.
Yeah, 1, 2, got them all.
Yeah, like I said, my last two are singing that "Show me where you dig piss from."
Okay.
All right.
Did we did the synopsis, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so both the original and the sequel for this movie were allegedly haunted. So we're using the word allegedly pretty heavily, according to the articles I read.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie follows the investigations of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were the supernatural investigators who, you know, most people know them who aren't like involved with knowing anything about like the supernatural, know them from like the film franchise The Conjuring. But they were supernatural, like paranormal investigators. They have a museum. They collect like paranormal shit at this point, right? And so they did an investigation into a scene of a gruesome mass murder in the Amityville Horror in that movie. So that follows that. And okay, so they believe that the paranormal activity documented during the filming was hyped up for profit's sake, but some of the records apparently can't be explained. So, on the set, crew members who were filming often found themselves jolted awake at 3:15 precisely in the morning. And that's precisely the time the original Amityville killings occurred. So, multiple crew members had that happen. and all happening waking up at that exact time with no alarm set, nothing spontaneously like doing that, like no sounds or anything making them wake up. Just like waking up, checking the time and going, oh shit. Right? So that being like a little spooky thing. And during the shooting of the film, the body of a dead fisherman washed up along the shore near the set. Yeah, so just like a dead fisherman, just a dead body washes up on set, just like, hello, real life corpse.
Hello, world. I am a corpse.
Yeah, it's like Steven Spielberg would be like, oh my god, prop.
You'd be like,
we're so lucky.
We just gotta wait for this to decompose a bit, and then we can bleach the bones and use them.
No, Spielberg would be like, oh my god, we don't have to get a fake body now.
Oh no. Do you know how bad that would smell after a while?
Spielberg wouldn't care. Potentially. Don't at me.
Allegedly. Steven Spielberg, don't sue us.
Hypothetically. For comedic purposes only.
This is
legally speaking.
For legal purposes, this is a joke.
Legally speaking, Spielberg would use the body on set.
If you have any...
Oh my god, a tax break! And media publicity. That'll also bring in revenue.
You can contact my lawyer if you have any concerns. So I'll give you... And my lawyer is Melanie. So you can contact Melanie if you have any concerns.
Melanie.
Spielberg.
Her lawyer is Melanie.
Schmelny Ginn.
Schmelny Ginn.
Okay.
Of Schmaginnish Manum.
Of Schmecken of oh my god, I can't. The place you used to work, I can't come up with a fake name for that.
Oh, don't do that.
Schmecken beschmecken de schmecken.
No. That place doesn't exist. We don't talk about that place.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
Okay. Fisherman boy was not the only dead body. So, Kathy Lutz, who owns the real Amityville home, died shortly before the shooting session started.
Oh.
Yeah. And then her husband died in 2005 while he was trying to sue over the movie rights during the remake.
Oh.
Yeah, when they were creating the remake, he dies. When he's in the middle of suing them over the movie rights.
Interesting.
Yeah, and isn't that strange that two of the original Amityville homeowners die during two separate instances of the film productions, the original and in the remake. Right? Interesting.
A little strange.
And Schmielberg wasn't even there to Weekend at Bernie's it.
He was not.
No.
He was too busy probably making Jaws or something.
Yeah, probably with like the bones of dead people to puppet the shark.
He was puppeting a dead shark.
He probably made it out of human skin because shark skin was too, too expensive.
Yeah, he just probably like spray painted it gray. The shark looks so weird in Jaws.
Yeah. Again, it was Schmielberg.
Yes.
And the movie was Moz. Not that other movie with a shark called Jaws.
Yeah, this one was with a...
It was Moz, It's about a shark with a big maw. Like a big mouth,
Shark with a big underbite.
Anything sensitive about it? He's sensitive because all the other sharks have like overbites.
Yeah, he has an underbite. He's like, man, guys, where are we going to get some people?
And they're like, oh my god, Freddy is so weird. Have you seen his underbite? Like, who even has that? No one's had that since like the prehistoric age.
Yeah, we got rid of that.
Like evolutionized out of our fucking genetic chromosomes and everything.
Like Darwin decided it wasn't useful, so we got rid of it.
In Darwin's name, we pray.
Our Lord and Savior, Charles Darwin.
Okay. So, what do you think about the Amityville Horror? Is it cursed?
I'm gonna say 25-25.
And 75 is
75 yes, 25 no.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought you were gonna go 75 no.
No, it's just the dead body thing is a little weird. The crew waking up at the same time is a little weird. The 2 deaths is a little weird when it's related to.
Twins double really did it for you, huh?
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
You see what I did?
I did. I did see.
You're not gonna give me a little giggle?
Hee. Hang on, I can give you a little giggle. I'll give you a little giggle.
That feels so cheap. No. No. It's so cheap. It's so sad. I don't have a soundboard. I don't have any buttons to press to make you feel sad about yourself, okay? I don't have the buttons. I only have my words. All I have are my words.
But your words cut deep like a knife because you make lawyers cry.
I've never seen them cry.
Don't matter. You said you've made them cry.
I don't remember saying that.
You've said you've gaslit them and they've questioned their whole existence, so they probably went home and cried.
I don't say that.
And
I said I did some gaslighting.
And they were like in the shower, like
light gaslighting, like light gaslighting.
They're in the shower, like, why did I become a lawyer?
No, I didn't say any of that. I said some light gaslighting.
Yeah, that's still gaslighting.
Yeah, I light gaslighting. I didn't say anything about making them cry in the shower. Okay.
Listen, I'm telling you what happens after they experience the light gaslighting. They go home and they cry.
Yeah, well, they should do it in front of me. We're off topic, okay? You said 75-25 cursed. I'm thinking not so cursed, okay? There's not enough. I need more meat. I need more meat and potatoes in this cursed, okay? I think it's just like meh.
So what you're saying is you need more dead bodies to wash up on shore. Got it.
Yeah, and I need Schmegan Schmielberg to be there and be like, this is so great. We're blessed.
We got free props.
The sea has blessed us with its bounty.
Blessed us be our Lord and Savior, Charles Darwin.
Oh, fuck. Okay. We gotta move on. We gotta go. We gotta go
give an offering to our Lord and Savior, Charles Darwin.
And up next, we've had Many a bird show up on these movie sets. They've shown up, they've taken down planes, they've started fires, but now they are the star of a movie. I don't know what the movie's about, so I don't know if
All
it's the
the
star.
crows have eyes.
It's the title of the movie, The Crow.
I have never heard of this one.
I've only heard of the name.
Mhm.
The Crow. From 1994. A year after we were born.
The year my sister was born.
Your sister doesn't matter. She's not on this podcast. This is about you and me, Rachel.
And our old bodies. And our Lord and Savior, Charles Darwin.
And nobody else. We're losing our minds.
Yeah, we are. Ooh, okay.
Tell us about The Crow, Rachel.
So, I was kind of surprised that this one's on the list. The Crow is a 1994 American superhero film
Oh.
directed by Alex Proyas, written by David J. Shaw and John Shirley.
It's a superhero movie?
It's a superhero film.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. So it stars Brandon Lee in his final film appearance as Eric Draven, a murdered musician who was resurrected to avenge his death and that of his fiancée.
Mm-hmm. So Brandon Lee is Bruce Lee's son.
Oh!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So one thing though that does tie into this whole supernatural thing is his superhero is he becomes a supernatural gothic avenger that vows to seek revenge on his attackers.
So was he Batman?
The Crow.
Okay.
He's Crow Man.
Okay.
Pretty much. Crow Boy? Boy Crow.
Man Crow.
Man who crows.
Man,
And soon he becomes Man who croaks.
Man who dances with crows.
Soon he becomes Man who croaks, Rachel.
Oh.
It's bad, but I had to go for it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It is. Okay. So, we'll get to his death. But, from the very beginning, filmmakers showed up on set to a voicemail message that said that bad things would happen if they made this movie. Right? So, ominous voicemail message.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy as shit, right? It's like some Scream level shit, right? But like if Scream was real, right? Like, so Ghostface is on the phone, he's like, Sydney, don't make the movie. What are you wearing? It's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you've got, but before long, right? Going on. First day of shooting. Boom, something's happening. There's an electrician. He's backing up a cherry picker truck.
Mm-hmm.
And he hits the high tension wire on the power lines above him. And he electrocutes himself and he catches on fire. Yeah. So this is day one of the shoot. And so he gets rushed to the hospital. Production gets shut down for that day, obviously, because someone caught fucking on fire. And he's treated for second and third degree burns.
Mm-hmm.
He survives, but his ears don't. They have to be removed.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so after that, so production starts to go again.
Mm-hmm.
After that, a hurricane destroys the Crow's backlot set. And just like completely destroys it. And so rumors start to spread through the media about a curse on the Crow's set.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't know where the curse is coming from, and the media starts to speculate whether the curse is attributed to Brandon Lee and his family, because Bruce Lee, his father, died under mysterious circumstances, and it's thought there was a family curse.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then there's also speculation about whether that was a curse that the Crow had on the actual set of the movie as well, right? Like, so like the media was speculating, is it a set curse? Is it a curse of the family? Who knows? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, get to Brandon Lee. So prior, like leading up to Brandon Lee's death,
Mm-hmm.
and going through the movie, Lee reportedly had been acting a little fucking weird. And by weird, I mean acting like his normal fucking weird self.
Okay.
And, like, he was a little bit of a weirdo anyway. But he also was saying weird shit that was a little bit out of normal, right? So he kept telling people that his family was cursed. He thought he was going to die soon. And he kept telling people that during the filming. So, and like people on set and stuff, right? So, like, it was already like weird. So, they were shooting a scene, and he walks into the room. His character walks into the room, discovers his fiance is being beaten and assaulted, and a character who's the character's named Fun Boy shoots him. And like that's what's supposed to happen. So apparently there was a dummy round in that was lodged in the barrel of the gun. And when they loaded the gun with blank rounds to simulate gunfire, the dummy round that was stuck in the barrel that no one knew about was able to be pushed out and was able to fire at the same velocity as a real bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And it struck Lee in the chest, and he later died at the hospital. And he had been telling everybody that he thought he was going to die. He thought that he wasn't going to survive. That like not the day of this, but like throughout filming, like he thought this was going to be his last movie. Yeah, he said that at one point. Like, that's how fucked up this got, right? And they were like, what? Like, are you retiring from acting? And he's like, no, I think I'm gonna die soon. And people were like, you sick? And he's like, no, my family's cursed. And they're like, I'm sorry? And like don't know how they don't know how to react to that, right? Like, how do you react to someone telling you weird shit like that? So so he dies, and they had to rewrite the whole script because his character wasn't done, right? And then they had to film the rest of the movie to finish off, to actually put out the end of the film, like to put out the rest of the film fully done, because he was the main character. So, is it cursed?
I don't know. That one's tough.
Well, I'll put it this way. Is the Crow cursed, or was Brandon Lee and his family cursed?
That's still a tough one.
Yeah. So was there a curse?
Because it reminds me of, oh my god,
I want to look up also how Bruce Lee died. Because I don't know how Bruce Lee died.
Oh my God. I think it was, what is the name of that actor? But you heard that story earlier this year where a production assistant got shot on set because there was a mix up with the prop guns.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this reminds me of. So I don't know if it's one of those like shit happens, it's a shitty thing, or if it's because he was going around saying those. I didn't know. I also did not know Bruce Lee was dead. This is news to me.
Yeah, I didn't either. Oh, some believe Bruce Lee was killed by Chinese gangsters. Others say he was poisoned, and still others say he died while in the act of sexual intercourse with a mistress.
Hot.
Mm-hmm. So there's a whole bunch of different rumors about how he died.
Oh, he died. Oh,
At 32.
1973.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, so let's look up about Brandon Lee Death the Crow.
He had two kids, Brandon and Shannon. So so the Wikipedia for Bruce Lee
Mm-hmm.
said that he collapsed during an automatic dialogue replacement session for Enter the Dragon. He was having seizures and headaches, and he was diagnosed with a cerebral edema.
Mm-hmm.
So the headache and the cerebral edema that occurred in the first collapse were later repeated on the day of his death. So he complained of a headache. His colleague gave him some painkillers, lit down for a nap, didn't come down for dinner. The producer Raymond Chow, came to wake him up, but he couldn't wake him. So when he arrived at the hospital, he was declared dead on arrival.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no visible external injuries. Autopsy reports report Lee's brain had swollen considerably from 1400 to 1575 grams, which was 13% increase. In 2005, Raymond Chow stated that Lee died from an allergic reaction to the tranquilizer mebupromate, the main ingredient in Equagesic.
I don't know what that is.
Chow described as an ingredient commonly used in painkillers.
Oh, okay.
When the doctors announced Lee's death, it was officially ruled a death by misadventure. Oh yeah, then the bunch of rumors involved the triad, supposed curse. Rumors persist to this day. So a Scotland Yard forensic scientist did the autopsy, and his was the cerebral edema with a reaction to the medication he'd taken.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So there's more stuff about it. In a 2018 biography, author Matthew Polly consulted with medical experts and theorized that the cerebral edema that killed Lee had been caused by overexertion and heat stroke. Heat stroke was not considered at the time because it was then a poorly understood condition. Furthermore, Lee had his underarm sweat glands removed in late 1972 in the apparent belief that underarm sweat was unphotogenic on film. Polly further theorized that this caused Lee's body to overheat while practicing in hot temperatures on May 10th and July 20th, 1973, resulting in heat stroke that in turn exacerbated the cerebral edema that led to his death.
Wow.
Also didn't know that you could remove sweat glands. That's interesting.
Yeah. That sounds gross.
Sounds very painful as well.
I also found more information on the crow.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently there's a lot more information about accidents.
Oh.
First day of shooting, live wire caught fire, and burned a crew member, giving him second and third degree burns. So that's that That's in addition to that truck.
Mm-hmm.
On the third night, a prop truck also caught fire, but the cause of the spontaneous combustion was unclear and never reported.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And then a stuntman fell through the rooftop of the set and broke multiple ribs. Another thing, a crew member in the arts department experienced a screwdriver go through his hand.
Mm.
Oh, and later a deranged sculptor. That's how it's said here. A deranged sculptor drove his car through the set.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it talks about Hurricane Emily hit North Carolina with record flooding and freezing temperatures and destroyed the set. And destroyed the set again because they had multiple fires, right? And now this hurricane with the flooding. So they were behind, way behind schedule. And then Brandon Lee's death, which, yes, there's a whole bunch of preventable mishaps because they basically cut corners, right? They said first the weapons master for the film was sent away for the day, and the prop master filled the 44 caliber gun used in the scene with blanks without checking the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
When the actor playing Fun Boy, Michael Massey, fired at Lee from very close range, the bullet pierced the actor before hitting the stem of his aorta, mortally wounding him. After a series of unsuccessful blood transfusions, Lee passed away. Apparently, the death of Brandon Lee haunted Michael Massey for the rest of his life until he died in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Felt extremely guilty and even refused to watch the film after its release.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently took off time from acting for many years and said that, like, you don't get over something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's based on a comic book
Yeah.
by James O'Barr. And James has a quote here saying, losing Lee was like losing his fiance all over again, and he regretted ever writing the comic in the first place.
You know, I'm looking at a picture of Brandon Lee in the makeup for The Crow.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh.
Google it.
Let me Google this.
It's like uncanny.
Oh. Yeah.
Especially when he's like smiling, like doing like a half smile thing. Like I'm like he's got like young Heath Ledger vibe look, right?
Yeah, he does.
I'm like, it's kind of
Apparently
creepy.
there's a reboot going on in Prague.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was reading, I skimmed down and where's it to? See, reboot. Yeah, there's a reboot that is reportedly underway in Prague. Apparently, Bill Skarsgård, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he plays Pennywise, is set
Yeah.
to star as the main character this time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of shit that happened that was crazy on
Yeah.
this. And honestly, I'm going to give it a 50-50.
Yeah. Now that I've heard some more things, yeah, it's about a 50-50 as well.
Mm-hmm. I think the Brandon Lee death, to me, feels a lot like Like, maybe I would have, if what happened earlier this year with the whole onset accident,
Mm-hmm.
the gun incident that ended up killing the woman,
Mm-hmm.
didn't happen, I probably would have thought this was like a curse situation.
Mm-hmm.
But having heard all that information now and seeing like how much missteps
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, I kind of look at the death portion of what happened in The Crow from that angle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there were like some cursed elements there as well, right? Like all those like spontaneous fire type things, like that was fucked up. But then you've got all these like mishap type of things. But then you've got like the ominous phone voicemail thing and Brandon Lee like kind of predicting his own death. But
Mm-hmm.
was he just struggling? Right? Like he could have just been very depressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. I'm stuck on the fence in this one.
Yeah.
And I could argue myself till I'm blue in the face either way.
Yeah.
And I hate to end on one like that. I hate to be stuck.
But I think it's a
What we
good
gotta
sport
do,
to end
Rachel.
though. What?
I feel like what we gotta do, Rachel, is we've gotta do a follow-up
Mm-hmm.
where we do in depth into like maybe one of the most cursed movie sets of all time, which was like the Conjuring
I
series.
think so, yeah.
Their whole universe. They actually apparently have to like get their sets blessed by a priest
Mm.
every time they start filming a movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think our next time we do one of these, we're gonna just focus on the Conjuring universe.
Yeah, because I think they just have a wealth
Yes.
of, of cursed shit. Just, scary stuff happening all over the place, and we can look at the movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have been meaning to watch them. I'd really like to go in and watch all of them. I do really I find Ed and Lorraine Warren really interesting.
I find them fascinating as well. I really
Yes.
do.
They're so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think after the holidays, because the holiday stuff is coming up next.
Yeah, holiday stuff. There's people at my work who have already started with their Christmas bullshit, and I'm not here for it.
But Rachel, we got to start with our Christmas bullshit coming
Yeah,
up.
we got to start with our Christmas bullshit. So, as I mentioned in the last episode, if you didn't listen to that one, which if you didn't, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah. What do you
Um,
do?
we are only going to do 2 holiday themed episodes, Christmas-y adjacent, because we are taking the last 2 weeks of December off because existence is hard.
Mm-hmm. And they are not Christmas specific.
No.
Thank you very much.
So I said Christmas adjacent.
Yeah, they're not Christmas specific though.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even that Christmassy.
No.
They are holiday inclusive.
Yes.
Here at Inconsistently Consistent, we welcome all holiday celebrations.
We do.
Yes.
And we are going to discuss the holidays, and then we will be taking 2 weeks off in December because existence is a lot.
Yes.
And
Existing is exhausting.
yes. And then we will be back in the new year. So there's only going to be, including this one, 3 more episodes for 2022.
That's scary.
That is scary. So you can just re-listen to your favorites while we're on our break.
Yeah, or count the days.
Yes, you can do a countdown until we're back.
Mm-hmm. Or like hide in your corner and like rock back and forth.
Yeah, you can hide in your corner and cry. You can count the days. You can drink yourself into oblivion. You can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us still have to work over the holidays, unfortunately, but that's life.
I probably will too.
Yeah, we have to do this thing called work, which,
Yeah, who invented that shit?
I don't know. Can I retire at 30?
I want to. I've been aiming for it. I would like to win the lottery, but I refuse to buy a lottery ticket anymore.
I'm really tempted to buy the QE2 home lotto ticket next week when I get paid and just press my luck with that and see if I win anything. Because you can win money, you can win a house, you can win all these prizes. So I'm like, I might win. I could win a 50-50. I might win something.
Just give me the money.
Yeah.
I don't need the things. Just give me the money. I'd like to just pay off student debt and then retire and just take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would like to
A
take a trip.
simple woman. I just need a nap.
I would just like to take a trip and then also what I would really
Also, just silence.
like. Also just silence. And also what I would really like is for some person, this is unrelated to anything going on in general, but some person to have to pay me some sum of money so then I can go drinking on said person's money and be like, thank you for paying for these drinks.
Yeah, I think that one's a pipe dream, Rachel.
Yeah, I know, it's a pipe dream.
Mhm.
One can dream.
Yeah.
That's why it's pipe dream. But anyways, if you like this episode, you can follow us on all of our social media nonsense. We are Inconsistent Podcast 1 on Instagram, Inconsistently Consistent on Facebook. If you have any longer thoughts, you can email us. We're inconsistentpodcast1@gmail.com. As mentioned, I have a TikTok. If you want to follow me on TikTok, you can go ahead. Like, I don't really care. I'm at RayToria7 on TikTok. Melanie has a book
I do.
at melanieflynnbooks.com.
Yes. It's called The Toy Maker. It's a spooky book.
You can buy it wherever books are printed, wherever books are cast.
Cast?
Yeah, cast.
Books are cast?
Books are cast. Someone might cast it. You never know.
Wherever books are digitally sold, you can find it.
Yeah. Remember to rate, review us, give us 5 stars. Complain if you don't want to. Tell us if you have any spooky movie sets that you heard about. If you heard anything about the other ones that we discussed and you want to let us know. And also, if you have any future ideas for podcast episodes, we haven't said this in a while, but I figured, if you have any ideas that you want us to do in the podcast, let us know on all of our social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget to pray to our Lord and Savior Charles Darwin.
Darwin be our name.
And hallowed be thy Darwin. Thy finches come. Thy will be done in the Galapagos as it is in heaven. I'm gonna stop now before I'm
and
too
evolution be with you.
Amen.
Bye.
Bye.